I'm kind of curious how the shots go. You know, I feel like NIP are also a really good team to op against. Rounds very rarely end up just being, you know, sitting in one spot, especially with the op. So I think we'll see what happens where he plays off his spawn most of the time to see what his like quote unquote spot is. But with his op, he's going to be in a number of positions, I think, in the half. But I think this game he had a pretty decent T side and then had a rough CT side. And awping is pretty fun for you know, on CT side on Mirage for sure. There are some maps are very hard that are pretty unfun, but you know, Mirage being one of the more puggy and open maps with a lot of pick opportunities and a lot of different opening attacks and stuff, it's pretty fun. So I don't know exactly what went wrong for NiKo in this match, but I mean, you know, full context, they win the game. That's why I was hesitant to kind of look at this game, because they actually win the match. And so it kind of buys NiKo time to just like get used to everything, of course. And yeah, I'm sure down the line in the long run, of course, like NiKo's an insane player. He can learn how to do anything in the game if he wants to. He's already had to, and he could do it. I'm still not a huge fan of of teams at this level switching their awpers to awpers that don't have experience at this level in that role full time. But you know, it's not like there were amazing, outstanding options for G2. You know, it's not like there are amazing, outstanding options for a G2 to replace kennyS, who, of course, was not having the best performances in some of their big matches. Yeah, I really think it would be sick if, because like NiKo's going to be probably what? He's probably going to be able to be a top 4, top 5 rifler again in 2021. So, yeah. See, that's a nice shot. ZTR, the one player who had a slightly worse rating than him in this series by 0.1. But yeah, no question he could become a, you know, great at the position. But yeah, you lose that rifler, and more than that, some positions for everyone else gets moved around. It's mostly the awkwardness. It's not really like a doubt in the actual player. I feel like that most people have. Maybe people think NiKo can't be a great awper. I'm not one of those people. I think he's just a great player, so he'll figure it out. But it's more so what it does to the whole rest of the team. I feel like it just breeds inconsistency. It's like when you change your settings too much, you know? You're adding too many variables to why you can lose, which makes things hard. You guys know me. I'm a very advocate for never changing your settings. I still consider NiKo to be one of the best aimers out there, yeah. I mean, I consider him to be like objectively one of the best players by stats, you know, by the teams he's had, by like, I mean, no question. I think people mostly have comments about like inferences about his personality or what he does to lineups and stuff, and I have those questions too, but I mean, a lot of the stuff we don't have real hard answers. We just like, again, it's just conjecture, but no question, like NiKo is one of the greatest players to ever touch this game. I mean, let's be 100% clear about that on an individual level, and yeah, was obviously touching distance of just grabbing that major, which would have made a huge impact on his career. Yeah, since then everything's kind of reflected badly on him. But yeah, they were so close to the point that it's not like, okay, they weren't good enough. No one would ever say that. They just choked it, right? So they choked it, and then they didn't stick together. That was, I think, the big thing. Okay, NiKo gets picked by nikoS. That was a sick pick by nikoS. nikoS having a really bad spree. I think he's had like one positive rating out of a huge amount, which is really hard to see for nikoS, because I think he has very big potential, and when he plays well, I feel like he's better than most people. But yeah, nikoS not been playing super well. I'm really here to. I didn't watch this match live. I don't have any preconceived notions about it. I don't really like Honestly, I don't really I would say like study the op role. I guess it's not something I've ever done like on a team. We do watch a lot of oppers on the channel, like you know, a lot of CT side nuke oppers. One of my favorite kinds of demos to watch, of course. Drop to Ken. Oh wait. Oh my god, the op. The op name. Yeah, I really like how Nexa has fully embraced like this, you know, laugh at yourself attitude that's come from G2. Okay. There's a drop shot, and you know, can change the round, of course, but he's expecting the kill. He wants to fight there. He just misses. Doesn't hit the flick. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. That's okay. Unfortunate with that miss. A little bit. Well, we can say bad. I mean, if this is going to be a bad or unlucky, of course. I think both those, of course, we could say bad. He had the right angle. He had the right shot, and then he died. And then okay, Knock finally appears, and then just punishes him when he gets. Get the rook on the open file, right? That's the key point about awping that we talked about in the Patreon demo. That was an exact example of getting a rook on the open file. Once Knock is in that position after he hears NiKo take a second shot, he knows that he has a free shot next time. And of course, because NiKo had to hit that shot the first time, if he did, he would have been safe. But since he didn't, that's what happened. Coming back into the angle, it gives Knock an enormous advantage, and it takes no skill whatsoever. He can just sit there and hold it. That is putting the rook on the open file. Whoa, what just happened there? Rez snuck up into the connector smoke. Actually, yeah, he just what? I guess he just jumped up or something right as NiKo passed, or just was sitting in the smoke waiting. Okay, NiKo. Okay, the op will get picked up again. Doesn't make it all the way to him. Let's see how NiKo plays it. I was gonna say the single scope there. It's been a couple. There've been a couple of easy shots. They won the game, so it's not like it mattered that much. We have a res. I think we have a res demo on the channel. We do. I told the res story in the res demo on the channel. I'm pretty sure. I think I did that. Okay, so we're leaving mid 5v4. And Nexa is maybe going to pick up the back of window. And this is what I mean. I mean, you might not do anything on your opening play as an up. And we haven't seen anything aggressive yet from NiKo, just like kind of standard positions. But, you know, what you do in your opening, it's like hardly matters. If you have an up on Mirage, sometimes you want to up B, sometimes you want to up out mid, connector, into Palace, opening pick, you know, down A ramp, opening pick, like lots of different options. So you should not necessarily be defined in terms of spots by like where you go. Okay. So now we're spotting the cross nice and wide for either angle, and he just gets ripped up. I don't even know where Rez was. I think right in front of the window, basically holding the sickest angle, but NiKo cannot even see him in that position. Just basically just straight out positioned. I don't even know exactly how that was possible, but yeah, let's see if NiKo next round tries to do anything a little bit different in terms of how he starts the round out with his op. Oh, okay, he'll be rifling this time. They're taking over mid control, and NiKo just throwing some supportive grenades behind to kill anybody who tries to come underpass to trade these two guys who are trying to face forward at mid. But whole kit comes out, smoke is down, and now it's just a B take as NIP squeeze for map control, and it's not a very comfortable situation. They don't seem to want to go back inside. In fact, it looks like they're actually saving off of this tactic. So I guess because the game is so close, they're going to make a decision here. This is not a decision you make in a pug, of course. Absolutely go for that every time in a pug, but not super fun to retake B. Not one of the worst B sites in the game to retake, but definitely a B site. Okay, so here's the aggressive opening out mid to spot the cross. And misses an opportunity there. It's just a shot he doesn't hit. It's not an easy one. It's looking for a timing. but the flashes are good from NIP. And the only thing there is that we have the standard way of kind of peeking at the bottom connector for the cross. So you take what you can get because you play that spot, and if they show up and you get the time, you get the kill, you get away clean. They can't molly you. You have the smoke down bottom connector. It's great. Great way to pick. But you're not taking a risk, right? You're not going for the bench peek as we talked about that, Zywoo does, where he'll stand on the bench to look over top or peeking in connector to the top mid or whatever, something like that. Obviously, that would be a bit more risky if you think that Knock is awping, but something like that. So you kind of take what you can get. He missed a shot, but he gets away clean and at least gets info that someone's cross mid. But yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's one of those days probably. NiKo doesn't have a lot of these days, but it's one of the days the bullets aren't, the flick shots aren't hitting. It's not. I feel like people wanted me to watch this game because there's not much. It's probably not much to do with strategy. It's not an incredibly deep map or even complicated to op. It's very individualistic in a lot of ways. Very small decisions. But I mean, the nuance of the positioning and shit, that's kind of why that I think a lot of people want to criticize a person who doesn't full-time op start taking it up, because it's just, yeah, okay, you can give them a pass. It's very, very small decisions that are going to make the difference. But that's exactly why you want the opper with a lot of experience, and Rez just goes up cat and completely destroys NiKo once again. That is insane. But yeah, he's caught off guard going the slow way out mid into connector and doesn't anticipate Swedish Kinder to be halfway up catwalk later. Rez looks super clean. This is the second time Rez has totally bodied NiKo, and we haven't even seen Rez on his screen. Okay, let's check it out. Another round. This has been a pretty interesting game in some ways. Yeah. I don't think it didn't get fully extinguished, but he still found a bit of an opening. Took a lot of damage, and Office just hunts him down like a dog off of cat into connector. He dies in the exact same way, jumping around. And the way NiKo plays is funny to see how much he's jumping around, because he's not normally doing that. But he is, yeah. He's looking a little bit anxious at this point. And, of course, the point in the game where it's not just the missing shots, it's just that your confidence takes a hit, of course. You just feel like you're not on that day, then you start missing the shots you're supposed to hit too. But I mean, they're doing a good job. Everyone who's killing NiKo, he has no idea they're coming. It's like they're way out in a completely different spot than NiKo expected. What would be interesting to watch is, man, I feel like I don't even remember what Kenny was doing on CT side of on CT side. I feel like Kenny spent so much time around ticket. I'm trying to figure out. He doesn't get it? No way he gets it. Of course. Rez can't get this kill. That's hilarious. Was it the round? Was it the game winner right there? And Rez can't get that kill? Is that the reason? This gives the money back to G2 here. It goes to OT. Yeah. The only thing also about the NiKo tilt thing is yeah, he clearly does tilt, and I think we have to be, I feel like it's fair to be okay, Apex, he does also a little bit get visibly frustrated, and maybe that goes over to his team. It really depends when he's holding his mic key down, right? Though that's the thing. Okay, there it is. He kind of outpositions someone finally, and it's the awper, which is great. It's player advantage maintained, and now he just has to not get peeked from the other side of triple or anything, and they can have a comfortable spot. So Molly Tetris and what? I don't even know. Okay, was Plopsky standing on the top of Tetra? NiKo's not seeing anyone. He's getting first bulleted by people that are not first bulleting everybody. I'll just say that much. A good clutch by Plopsky. Okay. And immediately... Wait a second. I just skipped through. What the fuck just happened? He died already? Sorry, I missed that. I just want to skip back and watch that again, because I wasn't sure how he died. I mean, I guess we're watching it right now. It's not that bad, but... All right. Okay, he got the one, and then wow, and then that's an insane trade. Hampus is totally blind. Maybe he's not as blind as we think, but it looks like he's like his arm is over his eyes. His arm was covering his face like he sneezed. Like it looked like he was blind there. Okay, and it doesn't look like we're gonna have another op for until OT. What I just don't get about switching from 1280 to 1024 is it's still the same amount of stretching. It's still 4-3. In terms of how much FOV you lose. Oh wait, is that not correct actually? Do you actually lose more? Wait, is that correct? 4-3. In any 4-3 resolution, do you have the same amount of FOV? Yeah, it's the same, right? Yeah, okay. You just get, it's just a bit blurrier, basically. Okay. Obviously, unlikely. You're trying to close out the 2v4, and we just have the... Oh, it comes close. Oh, look, NiKo on a rifle. My God, he's popping off. Insta op and just out. Yes, outdo it by Raz. Holy shit. Okay, yeah. Not great. Okay. Raz just opping in his spare time, outdueling NiKo. Okay. Device said NiKo reached out for lessons as well. If I was Device, I'd say, hell no. Would you give lessons to one of the best players of all time that you're going to have to beat in tournaments? Surely it was a joke, right? Why do pros like blurry reses? It's because they're so good that it's not fun to play on a super sharp resolution. So they want to give themselves a nice little challenge by playing on something ugly looking. So they can chase that dragon of overcoming a challenge. Always a risk to be up here alone. He can get shot from, a number of angles. Palace is the worry, of course. And he's creating a lot of timings here, but for some reason feels like he really wants to take this risk, and I think is more... You would only stand up here if you feel really strongly that connector is, the idea. Now he's out in the open. If someone hears him this flickering from Palace, my fear with NIP is that they're always lurking. So, but now the Hampus is dead. Okay, he's actually an important player to see on the kill feed for the other team. But 2v2 with the bomb, and they win this round. All Nexa, man, nice 4K. Was it an ace? Ooh, another shot missed. I don't get it. I actually don't understand why he's missing so much. Maybe it was just the res change or something. But he obviously knows how to op at some fundamental level. Some of these shots are very uncharacteristic. Of course, is just good enough to get those. Okay, so his life support dies in underpass, and he doesn't get the kill at top mid, so they can't actually change. It can't advance the round. Kick Nexa and bring in an awper and have NiKo IGL. I don't think they ever will do that, no. I don't think they could survive the PR of doing that, even if that was something they're thinking about. I don't think that they would ever do that. Personally. I think PR aside, I don't think that they genuinely would ever do that. I think Jax is the only player who's kind of at risk of being cut again for someone to come in if the NiKo doesn't work and they want to try it out. It doesn't work, and then they can go and I really don't think it's that nefarious. I'm sure if it just doesn't work, they'll just go with some other option, pick up another awper, or yeah, we'll see how long it'll take. I mean, he's definitely not having a great game, and for someone who's incredibly consistent, this is pretty surprising. Just the types of shots he's missing, of course, just because of the standard of how good he normally is. I'm actually really surprised. I wouldn't believe that NiKo could have a game this badly, even just picking up the op randomly. But maybe he's feeling the pressure a bit, plus it's new, plus the res change, and it's the first series. So, but that's ultimately what we have to remember, right? It's just one series, and they won. Jack legit proved how good he was. What do you mean? You think Jack is more important to G2 than Nexa is? I feel like people don't have their heads on straight when they think about like what IGLs are doing. Or yeah, I don't know. Okay. Okay, it could be important. Okay, let's see how NiKo lines this up. He could have it. He has to, this is get the rook on the open file, right? Like take a position where you can find something. And this, okay, the flash helps. I don't know. Sorry, did Knock already die or not? Let's see. Oh yeah, Knock's still hopping out there, it looks like, or someone. Yeah, I don't know why anyone thinks that Jax is supposed to be a permanent fifth. If they cut him once already. Amanek will be booted? That's a joke, dude. Okay, yeah, it just outduels Nexa on, or Knock on Cat. I swear to God, Amanek is the most underrated pro player in the whole scene. I can't believe some of the shit I read about Almanac. Blows my mind. When they don't have an argument, they go look at the stats. It's a good opening kill. Pretty simple stuff. And he did show better results on T side than CT side in this match too. It was really CT side, it just felt like he was missing more. But I don't know, maybe there's something there. Just more in terms of comfort, he was just felt like when he could take the game into his own hands, play it how he wanted to, he was more comfortable. But yeah, T side he looked more in the zone. Okay, I get like also appreciating Almanac as an awper, but like let's be honest, he's a hybrid awper. He's not a primary star player. It wouldn't make sense to have him. That's like having like the Nafly Stewie op full time or something. Like, oh, it might be cute for like 1.5 once in a while, but you don't want to have it to be every single. Like if NiKo can't figure out you know, full time opping, we'll see if he does or not. Like obviously Almanac is not. He's not a star player. He's gonna have a good tournament every once in a while. But that's not why he's valuable to the team. It's not like you... I mean, most of the time, elite players, oppers, are just the best players of their teams. That's a very consistent trend. NiKo's got out-opped by Rez, Hampus, and Knock in this game. Can you stop calling it out-opping? It gets annoying. What the f do you want me to call it? Well, NiKo wasn't even looking at it. Yeah, exactly. You know what getting outplayed is? One more important kill. He's been pretty comfy overall. Especially, I mean, they've just been leaning B a lot. NiKo sense might be too low for opping. I mean, Guardian always, his whole career opped at an incredibly low sense. Like 1.2 at 400. So, no, I'm sure he's fine. I mean, look, you see the shots that he missed in the beginning of the CT side? They were like really easy shots. He just had having a very off day. Guardian has stronger arms. Yeah. No, you don't. I'm sure it still has sense. Like it's just one series, right? Like they like NiKo had a bad series, his first series opping. We'll see what happens after some time. There's a thing called sample size. It feels like nobody ever thinks about when they like think about criticism or like who the best player in the world is. Like immediately, like in the semifinals of Kato, I told you Kinder was the best player in the world. It's like, relax. Like no one thinks he's bad, but like calm the f down. Yeah, that's what and they'll be like, Kinder is Pog. Shut the f It's like, who said he wasn't Pog? Who said he wasn't? People literally cannot be talked to. It's so funny. And then, like, if any of the teams that had breakout performances fall off in a couple months, they'll just disappear. They'll just come back for the next. They'll just come back for the next guy to have a hot streak 4 months or something. He's better than Simple. Shut up. Maybe he will be one day. Okay, an alien this time. Doesn't have to do much. I mean, I'm not in favor of this change, but if, like, come on, like, it's one series. Can nikoS considered a good tier 1 awper in his current state? It's a dumb question, but I hope you can understand. It's not a dumb question. I mean, it's like a fair conversation. You know, it's like, is nikoS like at the like? He was just a bit. He was inconsistent in their big matches. You know, nikoS was not doing great in their big matches, and he was losing some games, and that's why that's probably exactly why he got cut. So, you know, it's fair. Maybe he's not in form, but of course, you know, his current form doesn't mean like he can't get back to it or higher or whatever. It might mean he's like unlikely or something, but yeah. Again, people are so fucking fickle, man. Like, why does 1 month of anything matter, or even one period of time? It's like the same people are like, CSGO is dead, or like this new game is dead, or this player is trash, or like this thing. Everything is like, people can't hold an idea for longer than 3 months. It's like instantly the end of the world every moment. Someone's the greatest of all time. Someone's the best. Like, calm down.